Stirring up controversy with chopsticks using the vortex method, the only true way to optimize your controversy at the molecular level. Good morning. Welcome to the Daybreak Show. I am the Sultan. We'll get started, but first, coffee. Nice. Peruvian. Sweetish. Floral-ish. Nice. I needed this today. Yeah. Oh, look, Bob Ross just painted a picture of everything you know about the real reason for the coronavirus hysteria. Yesterday, I was on set for a company, which I can't talk about, at a company, which I won't talk about, and I was working as a model actor, first gig I've had in many years. Many of you know that I was a full-time actor for about 5 years, and it was the 5 brokest years of my life trying to make it. So I do have some experience in that, of trying really hard to make it and never did, and left that world probably 7 years ago. So I have some insight on how to make it in the world of acting and modeling, and how not to do it, because I've been with people who've made it and people who didn't. I was one of the ones who didn't go further than just East Coast. A few national jobs. But it was interesting. I went out to Central Pennsylvania and worked with a group of people. It was fun. For a photo shoot all day with different people, varying expressions, colors, and probably later on in the year, when the campaign goes public, I will share that with you. One of the things that was interesting about the shoot yesterday was I was paired with a lady to be kind of a wife spouse, which is what happens quite often. I used to say that I've clinked more wine glasses with women, with fake wives and girlfriends, than any human being I know. And I was paired with a lovely lady yesterday as, I guess you would call it a spouse, doing some romantic type of scenes. And it was interesting, very interesting. I don't feel I was on my top game, because it's been a while. Because you have to go from like this to on cue being affectionately in love, and it has to show on your face. And that was interesting. You know, literally on the count of 3, you're in love. 3, 2, 1, be in love and look it. 3, 2, 1, be excited about her. So you draw upon the experiences that you know to make them real. And you transfer the enthusiasm from something in your mind over to what you're experiencing right then and there, and it has to show. That's probably one of the hardest things about doing photo shoots, doing ad campaigns, is doing that. But it was fun. And I hope I get invited back to do more. I would love to do that on a more regular basis. Financially, it's okay. What was interesting was there was a gentleman on set who worked for the studio. And he says, "Have we worked together before?" I said, "I don't know." He says, "Your voice sounds so familiar." And I'm just going back in my mind because I haven't been on a commercial set for about 7 years. And I said, when I think of it, I'll let you know. Or if you think of it, let me know. 20 minutes, 30 minutes later, I go up to him and I say, "Do you ever watch any videos on YouTube about men's grooming?" He says, "Oh my God." He says, "I've watched all your videos." That's how he knew me. It was interesting. And then another gal saw me and she said, "I had to have you on this shoot And I said, oh, why? And she was working for the client company, and she had watched my carnivore videos and knew me from those videos. That was interesting. And then a couple other people said that they would start watching the channel as well. So welcome to my new subscribers and followers. It's not exactly fireworks at 5 o'clock in the morning. It's almost like when I watch Saturday Night Live, when they used to do their parody of NPR. I always thought that was kind of funny. And that's kind of like what the Daybreak Show is. It's a quieter show. This is not an action-packed show. It's a show of sanity, clarity, and reason in a world where there is none. So welcome to all my new followers today. Thank you for being here. As the realtors say, location, location, location. You put a virus in a third world country, nobody bats an eyelash, do they? Put one in the United States, and everybody loses their shit. The only way you can endure your pain is to let it be painful. Somebody reminded me of that quote the other day when I was talking about experiencing your pain and not drowning it with alcohol or drugs or sex or anything that can. You ever notice we drown pain with things that are negative? You go through something bad, you drink, you get high. I'm not saying sex is bad. I'm saying that the way that you invite it into your life, when there is a revolving door on your bedroom, sex with strangers, people who you just met, who you just swiped. Well, we didn't have sex right away, but you did like a day later. So technically it wasn't right away, but it was within 48 hours. Sex is interesting, isn't it? It's like drugs or alcohol. When the drugs or alcohol wear off, you still have the same problem. Sex is fun while it's happening, but guess what? Your pain is still there when the person leaves your house or when you leave their house. It's still there. And you've taken something that was created to be beautiful and bonding and turned it into something no different than drugs or alcohol. Can you imagine if things were used in their proper context? If I take a handful of potting soil, dirt, and put it in a garden, it fits. It blends in. It's supposed to be there. If I take that same handful of dirt and put it on your white carpet, all of a sudden, it's offensive and dirty and leaves a stain. Sex can be kind of the same way. In the proper context of commitment and love and caring, it's a beautiful thing. It blends in. It helps. Take it out of that setting that it was created for and put it somewhere else with no commitment, using it only like drugs or alcohol, and you've got a problem, and it leaves stains. Literally, but figuratively. I'm talking about morally and mentally and emotionally. That's why we remember things like our first kiss, our first time we had sex, the first time we did this or did that. You don't remember your first meatball. You don't remember your first ice cream cone, but you remember your first kiss. It's important. And you know that, and I know that. So why don't we start treating sex the way it was designed to be? It's important. I had some conspiracy type thoughts yesterday. Remember how Kim Jong-un, the chairperson guy, supreme leader, they always have weird names, don't they, of North Korea. Remember how his brother died through a chemical warfare agent? Someone came up and just wiped something on his face or sprayed something in his face and he died not long after. Now think about this. Rocket Man, as President Trump has called him, he backed down with his rockets. But did he ramp up the chemical and biological warfare? Well, they're such a small, poor country, but yet you remember people saying that they are nothing but a proxy for communist China. If rockets don't work, then chemical and biological warfare might. Think. Use your head. What were the two countries that had the biggest risk of getting bombed by North Korea? South Korea and Japan, right? What were the first two countries on lockdown for this latest viral outbreak? South Korea and Japan. Interesting, isn't it? Be the virus's worst enemy. Don't spread it or the hysteria about it. See how this works? You get a little cough, a sniffle, a wheeze, and what's the first thing you think? You fell right into the trap. I'm not minimizing any virus, but I'm pointing out the hysteria and the hype. What do you expect from a man who is calm, who does a show that is the home of sanity, clarity, and reason? In a world that's gone mad and gone sick, you need sanity, clarity, and reason. How can I remain so calm? It's a choice. The first thing I do is what I did several years ago, and that's turn off the news. Your anxiety level goes up when you watch the news. Turn it off. Better yet, turn the TV off. If you're one of those people who can't do things in moderation, throw your TV out. Get rid of it. Did you ever dream about somebody and then they show up in real life? Interesting, right? I learned that when that happens, that they will call, show up, or somehow I will bump into them soon. I can't explain it, and I gave up years ago trying to figure that out. I don't even doubt that phenomenon anymore. When someone shows up in a dream of mine, I know that I will be seeing them soon. Have you ever experienced that? Put your answer down below. I'd like to see that. Doubt the media. Doubt the news. Be a skeptic. A healthy skeptic. Have a healthy skepticism. News used to inform you. That's what its job was, to inform you. Now the news is designed to change you. That might be the first time you heard anyone say that. Think about your opinions about things. They changed after watching the news, and with the 24-hour news cycle, all news, all the time, there are entities that are trying to change you and sway you all the time. From when you wake up, and I'm not talking about just advertising. You see billboards, you see commercials. Yes, they're trying to influence you to make purchases. I'm talking about the news. It's meant to change you. Think about how you've been changed just in the past week alone because of the news. You haven't been informed, you've been changed. Most of the time, this changing has to do with ideas, events, people, and it's all moral inversion, flip-flopping. What is right has now become wrong. What is wrong has now become right. And you are either a supporter or a denier of anything. Think about it. Anything. Never trust the media with anything. Anything. The older you get, the fatter your bicycle seat gets. I know it's like that for me. I got a bike from LL Bean probably 15 years ago. Now they call them comfort bikes. It's kind of a mountain bike hybrid kind of thing. Comfortable as heck. Shock absorbers on the front fork, shock absorbers on the seat. You sit upright, big fat seat. I've ridden that thing more than any other bike I've had in my life. I love it. But has your bicycle seat gotten fatter as you've gotten older? I look at some of the bike seats of the road bikes that look just like no bigger than a damn banana, and you feel like you're getting a friggin' prostate exam every time you ride your bike. I look at those things and I go, ooh, I shudder looking at those things. They just are not normal looking. Man was not meant to sit on something as skinny as a banana. Sorry. Someone has to say it. It might as well be me. I've seen it all now. I've seen in Italy, which unfortunately Italy has been some of the biggest sheep in the past century. People are hashtagging this, staying home for humanity. If you love people, you'll stay home. Italy has gone with every little puff of wind and has not shown any backbone or balls in the past century. Trust nothing that comes out of Italy except art and wine. And it looks like we found something that might be even more divisive than race or gender expression. A virus. How interesting. That's not an accident. Single men, I can confidently say if you find a single woman who is a C.S. Lewis fan, she might be worth exploring. I've never met a woman who likes C.S. Lewis who isn't attractive and has an inner beauty. Where do you find them? How about a C.S. Lewis book club? A forum? There was even a C.S. Lewis conference near me. Just Google those things. It's a good place to start. She's going to be intelligent. She's going to be a great conversationalist. She'll be graceful. And she will have an inner beauty. C.S. Lewis. Only a certain kind of mind can appreciate C.S. Lewis. And that kind of mind usually makes a good girlfriend or wife. So why am I not surprised when I encounter a beautiful older woman and discover that she is a C.S. Lewis fan? There's just something about a C.S. Lewis woman. I heard Gary Chapman say, if you win an argument with someone, the other person loses. And it's no fun to live with a loser. It's very similar to what I used to say. If you win an argument with your spouse, what did you really win? Would you rather have a fireplace in your bedroom or in your study? Asked people, and for the most part, people wanted the fireplace in their study. And that led to a whole discussion about how bedrooms should always be cooler because it's better to sleep in a cold or cool bedroom. While you're up and about, a warm house is appropriate. But at night, people sleep better in a cooler bedroom. I find that to be true. What you are calling love right now is merely a chemical reaction. What you call commitment is a decision that you make. I'm not downplaying love, but what you think is love right now is going to change. I hate to make you sad, but how you feel about somebody when you first meet them for the first year, or maybe even 2, that feeling is going to change. And then if you feel like splitting and you don't have that feeling there, then you split. That's why I say there's joy in commitment. Commitment is what keeps you hanging around when things go rough. When you don't think the relationship is going to make it. Commitment is what keeps you there, not love. And then if you do that long enough, commitment becomes synonymous with love. So in the beginning, what you feel or what you think is love is nothing but chemicals in your body when you think about that person, when you're with them. The tingles, the feelings. but feelings will change. And hopefully, when those feelings change, commitment takes over. There's joy in commitment. Just the sight of this man brings joy and gratitude to the hearts of many people. Do you know who he is and why he is loved by so many, even years after his death? Put your answer down below. Do you know who this man is? Most people are one breakup away from being a complete angry asshole. Remember, when you see an angry asshole, they're hurt. They are hurt. And it's temporary only if they allow it to be. But it's a slippery slope to being known as an asshole forever if you don't recover. There's a reason why everyone is the way they are. You can give people a break when they are going through things, because you are never truly who you are when you are angry, hurt, hungry, tired. That's not the real you. But if you choose to be a certain way long after the event or events have happened, that's on you. And you don't want to be known for that. Finish your coffee, and I'll see you tomorrow on the Daybreak Show, the home of sanity, clarity, and reason.